Hello guys, welcome to Science Education, and in this video today we are going to learn first law of thermodynamics. A simple statement of first law is that it is a law of conservation of energy. There are many statements about first law of thermodynamics, like energy can neither be created nor it can be destroyed, but it can be transferred from one form of energy to the other form of energy. Okay, or a change in internal energy of a system is equal to sum of heat gained or lost by the system and work done by or on the system. So these all statements or other statement are summarized by this single line that it is a law of conservation of energy. But for now we are not going to get into more detail about these statements. Firstly, we are going to understand or learn what is internal energy, and understanding this concept of internal energy is most important to understand this law of conservation of energy. So let us try to understand what is internal energy. So the basic definition of internal energy of a system is it is a sum of kinetic energy and potential energies of the particles that form the system. So for example, we'll take this container which is filled with an ideal gas as our system. So what definition says is that internal energy is sum of kinetic energy and potential energies of the particles that form the system. So in our case, the system is formed by the particles which are gas molecules, we can say. So what kinetic energy these gas molecules can have? So here is the I have written that internal energy is equal to kinetic energy plus potential energy. So these gas molecules can have different kinds of kinetic energy because at room temperature or at certain temperature these gas molecules are moving in many different directions. So they can have a linear motion, like the gas particles move in x direction. This is the gas molecule I have drawn here. So it can move in x direction, y direction or z direction. So that is linear motion. Also it can spin or rotate along any axis, like it can spin along x axis, it can spin along y axis or z axis. Okay, so that also contributes to this kinetic energy of this gas. Again it can have vibrational energy, like this gas molecule can vibrate along. Okay, so that also contributes to this kinetic energy of this gas. Also it can have potential energy, like we know there is force of attraction between two gas molecules. Okay, so when two gas molecules are moving around, they are having some kinetic energy. Also same time they are getting attracted towards each other, also getting repelled away from each other. So that force of attraction contributes to potential energy of this gas. Also if we look at atomic level, then electrons have some attraction, or there is some force of attraction between, or potential energy between electron and nucleus. So this summation or addition of all these energies contributes to total internal energy of this gas. But for ideal gas, it is assumed that it do not have the force of attraction between them, and the potential energy at atomic level is negligible and can be ignored. So total energy, internal energy of an ideal gas, we can say is equal to total kinetic energy of that system. So what happens here, we know what contributes to internal energy now. So what happens is internal energy is equal to kinetic energy for an ideal gas, here. Okay, so suppose these are the gas molecules, this is the container which is at room temperature, and these gas molecules are there, they are moving with some speed at this room temperature. But what happens when we start heating them? So at this stage temperature is T1. Now we have started heating them, now temperature has become T2, and due to rise in this temperature, what happens is their kinetic energy increases and they starts moving with much more faster speed compared to the earlier one. So we can say that as the temperature increases, the kinetic energy of this system increases. So temperature, you can say that increase in temperature also increases kinetic energy, and we know that internal energy is equal to kinetic energy for an ideal gas. Internal energy of a system is equal to total kinetic energy of system. So that means increase in temperature is directly proportional to temperature is directly proportional to internal energy. So increase in temperature also increases the internal energy of a system, or decrease in temperature also decreases. When we have seen what happens when we increase the temperature. The same time, when we decrease the temperature, these molecules will again reduce their speed, and their kinetic energy will also be reduced, and they will start moving slowly. So the statement like increase in temperature increases the internal energy, and vice versa, decrease in temperature also decreases the internal energy. Internal energy is an extensive property. So what does it mean by extensive property? So it is a property that depends upon matter. Okay, like the examples of extensive property are mass, volume. So basically internal energy is an extensive property. So as the amount of matter increases, the internal energy also increases. Like we can say, if we take 1 kg or 1 liter of any fluid and check its internal energy, and if we compare the internal energy of same liquid or same fluid with 10 liters, then as the matter has been increased, that internal energy will also increase. So it depends on amount of matter. So it is an extensive property. Then second thing is, it is a state function. So as I said, so it is a state function. So at what point of time you are measuring the internal energy of system, that also matters. So in this our example, so at temperature T1, the internal energy of system might be U1, but if you calculate at T2 temperature, so after a while the internal energy has been changed. So it depends on the state at which you are measuring. It does not depend on path, how this temperature or state has been changed, but at what state you are measuring, that matters. So it is a state function. Okay, so those are the two things I wanted to mention here. Okay, now we know that temperature is directly proportional to internal energy. So we'll move on to our main topic, first law of thermodynamics. So what it says, we'll rehearse it again. The statements are: change in internal energy of a system is equal to sum of heat gained or lost by the system and work done by or on the system. So let's see one example. Suppose there is one piston cylinder arrangement. Okay. These are the gas molecules. So this is our system. Now the internal energy, or this gas is at room temperature. So internal energy, we can assume that it is U initial. Okay, now these particles are having some its internal energy due to room temperature. They are moving with slow speed or some speed, we can say. Now what we are going to do, we are going to provide some heat source, and we are going to heat this gas. Okay, so after some point of time, what will happen, so we are providing heat as we can say is Q. Okay, so we are providing heat to this gas. The internal energy for now is U initial, and the piston is at this position. Okay, now after some time, now after a while, what happened, the gas molecules gained due to heating of this gas, the internal energy of the particles started to increase, and the molecules of the gas started moving with high kinetic energy. They started to move with much faster speed compared to earlier, and due to that, what started to happen, they started to collide with this piston. Okay, so later at some stage, this collision or this impact is so high that this piston got displaced from its original position to a new position. So we can say that, and also the internal energy got changed to U final. So we can say that the total energy we have provided, that is Q, has been divided into two parts, that is increase in internal energy or change in internal energy, you can say, plus whatever work has been performed by this system or by this gas. The displacement, the piston got displaced from its original position, is the work done. So work done. So change in internal energy can be calculated, or this is denoted by delta U. So delta, formula for delta U is U final minus U initial. Okay, so Q is equal to delta U plus W. So that was the statement of first law of thermodynamics, that heat provided is equal to change in internal energy plus W. So whatever heat we have provided, only the form got changed to work and internal energy. That energy is not destroyed nor it got created. So what this statement says is, or we can understand now, that energy can neither be created nor it can be destroyed. So in our example we can understand that energy has not been created or not been destroyed, but just the form has been changed to change in internal energy and work done. So that was the statement of first law of thermodynamics. Now we'll see what first law of thermodynamics did not tell us. First law told us that total energy of the universe remains constant, that total energy of universe is constant. But what it did not tell, okay, so it did not tell us that in which direction the heat will flow. Like we saw that the heat we have provided from this heat source passed on this to these gas molecules, and it got converted to increase change in internal energy and this work. But why is it not possible that these gas particles transport their heat to some surrounding or environment? In which direction the heat will flow? That first law of thermodynamics did not tell. Okay. Then second thing, first law of thermodynamics did not explain is that why heat provided is not 100% got converted into work. So this is the main thing. Why it got converted into internal energy and some part got converted into work. Okay, so first law of thermodynamics is unable to explain this, why this happened. So this is explained by second law of thermodynamics. And in our next video, we are going to learn second law of thermodynamics, and we are going to understand why 100% of heat provided is not getting converted into 100% work. So guys, that was all about first law of thermodynamics. If you liked our video, please subscribe to our channel. Thank you.